Please and please, if you do not take anything from this video today, I want you to remember that if you are above 30 now, Australia might not be a viable option for study route because you are above 31 years old. Don't bother. If you're like 32 years old, forget about it. Forget about it. One of the changes for me that has been really significant, we're talking about some of the recent changes to the Australian student visa and what you should know if you're planning to migrate to Australia for study. If you know someone that is going to migrate to Australia for study, send this video to them, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola Lolita. If you are seeing baby girl for the first time, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, you are the real OG. Welcome back. Okay, guys, today we'll be talking about some of the recent changes. When I say recent, from this year, some of them taking effect next year, changes to the Australian student visa and what you should know if you're planning to migrate to Australia for study. If you know someone that is going to migrate to Australia for study, send this video to them, okay? So some of the changes to the visa, disclaimer, all the opinions in this video are mine and mine only. Please do your research and check the official government website for more information, okay? All the links will be in the description box, so definitely check that out after you watch the video. As you all know, I think there's another video I have up where I mentioned like some of the changes to the visa and how it's affecting international students. The Australian government has said, first of all, they are capping the international student limit to pre-COVID times. So I think they're slashing it by like almost 50% thereabout between 2024 and 2025 or so. And that has come as a huge shock to people. First of all, shock, especially like the institutions make money off of international students. We know that already. But the fact that now the government is like really serious about it. Each institution now has a quota, okay? And I would say how that affects international students is the universities are probably not giving out COEs, certificate of enrollment like they used to before, because let's say they have 1,000 quota, like a university has 1,000 quota, they are definitely thinking about it, and it's like, if we have 1,000 quota and your application doesn't look strong enough, we will not give you the visa. Some of the changes to visas in this year and next year for students, right? There's now increase to the financial capacity requirement for student and visa, okay? So that increased in May. That was earlier this year. In May 2024, the amount of money that students and student guardians, visa applicants need to have to be eligible for the visa is now increasing. So let me tell you what they said. So they said that the financial capacity requirement has been updated to align with the proportion, 75% of the national minimum wage. This will better indicate the amount of money considered reasonable to provide a minimum standard of living while studying in Australia. This proportion considers that students are out of course session for 25% of the year. So like students 75% of the time are studying. Only 25% of the time are they on holiday and all of that, right? During this time, they may return home or have access to unrestricted work. This is what they said, though. International students can show they meet these new financial capacity requirements, are better able to make informed decisions about their future. This is what they said. Do I agree with them? Do I not agree? You guys will need to keep watching to find out. Okay, so what they are saying is that they believe that the fact that they've increased this financial capacity requirement, it means students are less stressed when they come to Australia because they have a decent amount of money with them for like feeding, accommodation, yada yada yada. And it's not a new thing. We all know like a lot of people, you know, you don't have all of that money for your tuition when you are leaving your country. It's when you get here that you start working. Like some people work a bit to like complete the funds, right? And this, what they're saying is like they don't want you to depend on job that you're going to get here when you're only working 25% of the time. My take on this is that they are trying to cut down the amount of international students that are coming in. And how can they do this? If they increase, first of all, how much you are even going to pay to apply for a visa that is non-refundable, by the way. If they reject you, it is non-refundable. um then it might deter people from actually applying. Okay. So the visa fee, student application fee, has increased from like $700 to like over $1,000. That's like a huge jump. Okay. There's now the cap on international students. For public universities, you get around only 145,000 students can come in for public university. Like higher education is like university if you're coming for bachelor's, master's, PhD, or something like that. Vocational education, that is TAFE. That's where TAFE is, where you do like your tradie courses. Like if you want to become an electrician, if you want to become a plumber, like all those skills, certificate 3, certificate 4 courses that you would do. So they're saying only 95,000 new students would be allowed to commence in 2025. Okay, that is like they've cut it by a lot. Okay. Another thing the Australian government has said now is like there's no more visa hopping. So it's going to be very, very difficult for you to come in and start a course and decide, oh, I don't like this course, or I'm coming here to do bachelor's, but when I get here, I realize I don't want to do bachelor's again. I want to go to a technical, I want to go and do a TAFE course. And they are really, really clamping down on that. It's like, no more visa hopping. I feel like the bad thing about this is, let's even say you want to change your course. I think this affects people that are trying to change course, because I feel like you can come here and you don't like the course and you're trying to change it. And sometimes that is okay, because you get here and you look at this and it's like, it wasn't what I thought it was, and I would like to change my course. But like you might not have the opportunity because like visa and all of that now might restrain you from doing that. So no more visa hopping. And before, if you come in on a student on a visitor visa, right, you could, change to a student visa while you are in Australia. Now they have said no, 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 no. You cannot change to student visa from visitor visa again. Like they've said no to that. That means it is going to be, because a lot of people, even when you go to migration agents, it's going to be like, oh, come in as a visitor and then you can change to student visa. Nope, they're saying no, 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 no. They've clamped down on that. They're like, no, you cannot do that anymore. One of the changes for me that has been really, really, really significant, and I feel like it's just like the top of the icing on the cake for all of these, like, well, no icing on the cake, it's not a good change, is now like if you are coming to Australia, if you're hoping to come here to like study and you want to use like study route, hear me out guys, like if you want to use study route to come into Australia, study, and then after that you're hoping to get permanent residency. If you are, in fact, if you are above 31 years old, don't bother. If you're like 32 years old, forget about it. Forget about it. Let me tell you why I've said that. Now they've said the age limit for post-study visa, like the 2-year visa you get, the 485 visa that you get after you finish studying, like the 2-year visa that you get after you finish studying, the post-study visa, now you are only like, if you are above 35, you are no more eligible. They put like conditions apply, but as far as I'm concerned, they are saying like there's no way for you to get permanent residency, because if you cannot even get a post-study visa that will allow you to work and gain work experience, who is going to employ you? How? What visa are you jumping on? Except you are lucky by some chance and get a sponsorship visa. So please, please, and please, if you do not take anything from this video today, I want you to remember that if you are above 30 now, Australia might not be a viable option for study route, because they're saying post-study, you might not even be able to get a visa to stay to work. Imagine spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or like thousands of dollars, and you finish and you're not even given the opportunity to at least work here and gain a bit of experience from where you've gotten your degree. I feel like that one spoil everything. Just spoil everything. I honestly think that like that's the cap. Like that is wickedness. Is wickedness. Let's call it what it is, because imagine coming here to do your masters. If you're coming for your bachelor's and you're in your 20s, or you finished high school, you're coming for your bachelor's, you're all good and fine. But like if you're considering doing masters, because masters, you can do masters at any point in time, or PhD, and you are in your like 30s already. If you're like 32, 33, by the time you finish your masters, let's say your masters is 2 years here minimum usually. Let's say your masters is 2 years, right? Thereabout. So if you're 32, you finish at 34. Well, you might be able to get away with it, right? But once you're like 33, if you're like 33 years old, even though, because you are not just looking at the age of post-study visa, you are looking at the age when you start your course. Because if you start your course at 33 years old, let's say you're coming for a master's, by the time you are finishing, you are like close to 35 or around 35, depending on what month your birthday is, right? And that just like means once you clock 35, you are not eligible for the visa, like post-study visa. So what are you going to do? Because usually people come, they do your bachelor's or your master's, and then you use that 2 years post-study visa to get like a good job, and then you can use that to like find a pathway to permanent residency. So when I say like studying is not the best route now, especially for like masters or PhD, if you are an international student, right? Like it is just, I guess, like there are conditions and terms and conditions, exceptions that would apply to these rules. But my friend, my dears, please let's think about it well. If you are open to migrate in 2024, right? I know like things are difficult in Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. I can talk about that. Economy is not great, okay? But to be honest, I feel like don't put all your eggs in one basket. I know I've gotten DMs from people where people are like, Australia is like where I really, really want. And I'm like, if you have other options, if you have other countries, whether you can go somewhere and you can get scholarship, my dear, please go there and get scholarship. Start working and like study, start working. You might be able to relocate to Australia down the line. Maybe you get a job here and you're able to come in straight, no hassle, no stress. But yeah, it is very difficult now. Things are getting harder and harder, and I feel like the longer you wait, the harder it gets. One, and as we go into like 2025, things are even going to get harder. I can assure you of that. They're really serious about clamping down on international students. I get it. Like there's housing crisis, there's so much going on, right? Everywhere in the world, everybody's feeling it. So I get why they are very particular on clamping down on international students. And the reason why is, to be honest, when they say, some people have like come in and they've scattered things for everybody. That is what has happened here, because there are people that have been hopping from one visa to the other for like 5 years, 7 years, and that is a problem. And they've seen that and they're like, they just need one reason to go, yeah, we're going to change things. And that was one of the reasons. Like people are upping visas, there's no direct pathway for them. People are like already older in age, and there's no way for them to even get this permanent residency, but they'll keep upping from one visa to the other, and that has affected new people that want to come here to study or do anything. And yeah, but yeah, that is it for this video, the new changes in 2024. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I will see you all in the next video. Turn on notification. Okay, bye.